All right, guys, we are back. Recipe piping hot once again. I'm your boy Tasty Steve, joined by my boy, none other than Sajam. How are you doing, sir?
Pretty good, man. We were wilding out. That combo, that was pretty good. So I'm gonna pick our patented team of A, and then A again at the character select screen. Now we're gonna talk about the stones.
Okay, so first, precursor. If you have not gotten the game already from the last episode, you obviously have it now. I mean, there's no way you don't have it now. But
they might not have it now.
They might not have it now. I'm sorry, that's not my fault.
My bad,
again.
dude. I don't know how to break it to you, but it's all right. This game has stones, and there are 6 of them. And the way they each have their own different function, how they work, and all kinds of different properties and stuff like that. You can see it reads it on the screen. For our purposes, when we are mashing A, reality is the first one that shows up, so we'll pick that. But we'll walk through all the stones and what they do. So we'll fight some Cap, and some Nova, and we'll get in there.
So if you guys are familiar with anything Marvel, or if you go to movie theaters, you know what the stones are. And for the most part, if you've seen any of those movies, they kind of have those same properties. And if you're not familiar, it definitely tells you on the screen. So
we're starting with reality.
We're starting with reality. So let's see, just hit the stone button. Oh wow, it gives you a projectile, a universal projectile. Switch to Iron Man, see if he has one too.
So yeah, Reality Stone lets you shoot a homing projectile. As you can see, it will chase them down. So even if I set my opponent, for instance, I've never done this before. How do I, this one. If I set them to jump, right? So I shoot the projectile, you can see it's following him, right? So it travels a decent distance. So remember how earlier I mentioned that, having a projectile on screen is great because it allows you to move in behind it and sort of fight, right? That's great because, even a character, if you don't have a projectile, you can use it. And you can tag cancel off of it as well. So if I'm Ryu, I can throw a fireball, right? Let me throw my slow fireball, Reality Stone tag. And now I got 2 projectiles on the screen.
Does it come back?
So,
Alright, it didn't come back, okay.
So that's something that's pretty good, right? The ability to reality and then get some projectiles out there. So even if you're a character who doesn't traditionally have a projectile, it gives you options that, you wouldn't normally have on the ground. So that's the reality. Now, as you can see in the bottom left and bottom right, every stone fills up as you use it. So as I'm using my reality stone, that red bar would be filling up. And when you have the full red bar, you can activate.
Infinity Storm. This definitely looks exactly like what it looks like in Marvel. Whenever they activate a stone, it goes crazy. But tell them what's happening. So you get a special move attached to every button, right?
Yes. So so as you see, light punch, rapid fires, these little projectiles.
All right, the R types. Okay. All right.
Medium punch shoots a fire across the screen. Deactivate again. This is the storm. Fierce. Oh, that's my tag. Yeah. Light kick. Ice on the ground. It freezes them, and I can run up and combo off of it. So if they get hit by it, so there's the fire. Do my kick, there's the ice. And then I can spike them down. Now the fire's hitting them, and then do the combo. So heavy kick is homing lightning. Yeah, it's homing lightning on them. So, something like that, and then you can run up and combo off of the lightning. See, the fire is in the air also. I can do it.
So it tracks to your last location, and that's where it's going to come from. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's actually pretty cool.
So yeah, you can do all this different stuff. The fire's in the air. If it hits them, then I can launch off of it and do a combo.
Oh, even after, huh?
Yeah, it's an activation that gives you different effects on the screen to do. So that's what the Reality Stone is, and it's going to be a cornerstone of your game, right? To do stuff like that and have both the stones available. Maybe even end your combo in Reality Stone tag and then go for a mix-up after. Stuff like that is going to be super pivotal to playing Marvel 3 or Marvel Infinite. Marvel 3. What year is this?
You were talking, we actually kind of talked about the whole reset property. So having this Reality Stone actually makes it another real thing to consider. So you can tag or you can cancel, do reality, cancel into your character like you said before. And that's going to give you like an additional mix-up to add on top of it. So even if you're not the most savvy at these reset combos, having something like a universal projectile from Reality Gem is actually a really good thing. And it gives you a pretty good handle on how to control neutral in the game, especially if you're just first coming in. You're gonna be able to start mix-ups from it. And like you said before, tag canceling into or out of is gonna be a great way of being able to figure more, strategies out.
Something important to talk about, which we didn't talk about in the last video, is probably that projectiles in this game function a little different than they would in other games. How the hell am I supposed to do recording in this game? Can I even do this?
I don't know, man. I wouldn't.
This looks complicated.
This looks really complicated. Well, I mean, it says you got 1 minute, so are we gonna try to
Record.
figure this out? Record. All right. So how do you start?
Maybe.
Oh, I think it's one of the analogs. It's L3.
Do we even have an L3
Yes,
button?
that's L3. Actually, this is a lot simpler than I
All
thought.
right. So some defensive stuff that we should talk
Yo,
about.
you see how my boy Nova slide
I've never
in
seen
like
him.
he's coming from space though? Yo, do one more. That was godlike.
Okay. Play. How do I play this? Man, this is complicated.
Jesus. All right, maybe it's R3. Hit R3. Record, but I think you recorded it with a different character.
So does it matter? Oh my god, this is complicated. All right, never mind. You know what? We give up. We'll work on that later. I was going to talk about reflecting projectiles, but push blocking is a universal defensive mechanic that you can do when you block an attack and you hit.
Especially in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Super important.
It's one of the main defensive options.
Oh, I can set him to advancing guard. So
There
this
you
is a good
go.
example of it. When you hit your opponent as they are blocking, so let's say he's blocking an attack, right? You can see that he can push me away. So it's one of those things where he can create space and get out of there. You do that by hitting two punches while you block, or I think you do a kick probably too, but it pushes you away. It's a pretty important tool, and it's for something like a Reality Stone, a projectile. If you, If you advancing guard at perfect timing a projectile, you will reflect it.
Oh.
So you see that? So something like Reality Stone, which is a projectile, can be reflected back at you. So that's important to know about
It
the
is a
stone.
universal projectile. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's something that's important to know about the stone. So we should mention that just in
Is
case.
that only in reality?
Reality Stone is a projectile.
Okay,
It's
okay.
The activation is.
Oh, I thought you meant the advanced guard thing. Okay.
And I think I can change my stone from the menu here. Yeah, Infinity Stone. So let's go to the next one, Soul Stone. Just go right over there and restart. Boom, Soul Stone. So I have a new stone. So, I believe.
That hit steals life.
Yeah, steals life from them, right? So I think to show it, I have to turn down my life real quick. You got to get your life down. Let me put myself at 90%. Right. So you can see as you do it there, you get life back with the character that you currently have out.
All right, it's like 3%. It's nothing big.
Yeah, and the activation, you can see it's kind of far. I'm sure you can combo into it. Yeah, just like that. So you can probably do something like spike them, steal some life, maybe even combo off that. Who knows, right? So that might be something important. Or even if you have like a hyper, like let's say reuse Shinku here. I tag, I steal some life back, and then I can do a combo, right? So if you have something that's a capture state like that, I guess Iron Man has it too. I can steal some life and then do a combo afterwards too. So it's one of those things that's very useful like that. The activation is going to be hard to show here in training mode. But yeah, it revives your character and brings them out onto the stage, so they fight with you. So you guys will be doing combos together.
And they actually do copies the exact same button, so you're able to get like super moves and do confident combos. Now I know you're gonna be like, that's not possible to control two characters. Look on YouTube, there are guys that will 100% be doing combos with both characters on the screen. It's not as crazy as you think it is.
Right, so that allows you to sort of come back in games that you might be out of, right? So that is the Soul Stone. And as you mentioned, very similar to what the stones do in the movies as well. It's kind of like the same idea. We went through those two. Let's get into the Mind Stone. So now I have the Mind Stone. Mind Stone is an up-close command throw that does a little bit of damage, as you can see there, and it brings you down. So once you do it, you put them in like a dizzy state afterwards, right? So you can see he stands up when you do it the first time. Put him in there, and then he stands up afterwards in like a dizzy state.
Okay.
So that is that stone. And the activation for it, I actually don't know what this one does.
I don't know.
Do you know what this one does? Oh, it's infinite meter, right?
Oh.
That's what it is. I was confused about the two, so that makes sense. All right, we got this one figured out. So if I turn my gauge down, you'll see that you gain a bunch of meter while you're in this gem. That's like sort of the idea behind this one. You can see it just rises up at the whole time. So you can use meter kind of recklessly. So if you're a character who has abusable hyper moves, it's super good during the Mind Stone. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If I reset here, and I have 1 meter, if I activate, you can see that it just starts to build up. So if you're Ryu, you can just start blasting fools and then tag in Iron Man, shoot your projectile. Well, why not, right? There's no reason not to, since the meter will be building up the whole time. So
and if you have 5 bars coming from and then you activate and then go into it, that's actually going to give you even more meter to do crazy stuff.
Right, exactly. So you're going to build up your meter and you're going to be a super dangerous. It's sort of like a comeback mechanic. This stone and the stone that lets you revive. The Soul Stone let you revive your opponent. Those are your own character. Those are very powerful. Time Stone is probably one of the most simple stones. it's teleport. It allows you to teleport in the air. And the nice thing about this is that even if your opponent's in the corner, it moves through them. Now, this is probably the most simple application of any stone because, you know, we mentioned how important it is to mix people up with tagging. Time into tag is a really good mix-up. As you can see, even though Iron Man went through, right, I went to the other side, notice that Iron Man came in from the other side again. So even though Iron Man's gonna go to the right side of the screen, Ryu will run in from the other side. And so blocking that is super tough, right? It's very difficult to see. So that's gonna create automatic mix-ups that are super powerful without any sort of like, you know, real weird application on it. It also allows characters who, you know, I mentioned earlier in the other video that Iron Man had an air dash, right? He also can fly out of it and dash out of that. And that gives him additional air options. So stuff like Time Stone and then fly, or fly and then fly for a while, Time Stone, Time Stone, Time Stone, Time Stone. It starts to add up how much more mobility a character will have when they have something like time available, right? You can sort of fly forever, and that becomes
sick. You did 3 of them, like just to dash back and forth. And yeah, even adding the air to it as well adds another element to it, especially because we said in the first video, you're going to be in the air a lot in this game because you have a lot of Marvel characters like Iron Man that can fly at random instances. So having the opportunity to switch out using a different stone as opposed to the soul or the mind stone is definitely an added layer of like the thought process that goes into it.
That's going to be so hard to block.
He was fooling with that for a minute. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's so hard to see where he's going to add up. So you can see the activation here for Time Stone. It's like custom combo if you're familiar with older games where you can sort of do the same attack over and over again, right? And so that allows you to do stuff like that and then combo off of it. And you can continue to rapid fire moves, even especially on block. It's really good if your opponent is blocking. You can just sort of hammer away at them with rapid fire moves like that.
That is definitely like some custom combo CVS2 stuff right there.
Yeah, super difficult to deal with for sure. It's going to lead to a lot of offense that I think people are going to be super dangerous. But wow, you can rapid cancels overhead.
That's so dumb.
Man, he's going to be a good. Yeah, so it's also super dangerous. You still have the ability to tag in there as well, right? So time going to be probably one of the most simple to play, one of the most straightforward. Space, this is one I think everybody has been universally excited about. Pulls you in. This is really great if you have a character, especially with a command throw. You can pull them in and then throw them after. That's going to be universally a pretty strong tactic, right? I also think it's going to be useful for stuff like pull plus tag if you have a character that's really strong up close. So, you know, we mentioned that a lot of characters, like these two characters, can move around the screen. But if you're playing a slower character, you're playing like a Hagger or a character who is like sort of slow on their feet, like a Hulk or something, although he's kind of fast in this game. Somebody who has to work their way in, who doesn't have a projectile, Space Stone will be really nice because you can pull them towards you and then, you know, go for some kind of pressure.
And that's also going to probably open up other combo opportunities as well. You might have a move that pushes back too far that you might not be able to combo from. Right. But using that Space Stone, you'll be able to get those extended combos. I mean, obviously we haven't figured all that out yet, but this is just, you know, snowballing some of the ideas that comes from, you know, discovering and opening up a game for the first time, so you can get those kinds of options.
I wonder if that makes the combo I was trying earlier easy. That's a good question. Anyway, we'll get into that later. Power Stone. This is also probably, I think this and Time are probably the two most simple of the stones to figure out. Power Stone is, you know, sort of what it is. It's just a big, powerful hit. It knocks them against the wall, sort of like the wall bounce that you get. And you can do it in the air as well. And you can pick up a combo off of it, which is, you know, pretty useful, right? It's pretty fast. You can do combos after. You can do it in the air as well, which, you know, I mentioned is pretty good for creating new mix-ups and stuff like that. And then I can do my air hyper and whatever after, right?
You can aim it straight up too, and then you can tag out and get a mix-up.
Power Stone. Yeah, so Power Stone, and then you can tag and then even do a combo off of it as well. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Power Stone, very simple in that element, right? That it's just sort of an up close, do the Power Stone, get my combo off of it, do it again, and then yeah, you sort of have that stuff.
Can I try one of these? Let me try one of these.
You got some ideas? The activation for it is kind of similar to Time in the sense that Power Stone, yeah, so you can do combos off of it and extend it with Ryu where you might not normally be able to. So the activation for it just gives you more bounces. You can continually bounce someone over and over in your combo. So if you're Ryu and you have Donkey Kick, you can just Donkey Kick them a bunch.
Oh,
you hear him? Like,
he was like in there.
He was living his life on the line.
Yo, you might be able to
tag and then get a mix up.
Uh-oh. You're gonna get a combo. Combo. But yeah, So the infinity surge.
Yeah, you can do multiple bounces. So anything that has lots of bounces in it. And also you see the way your hit.
What?
Did you see the way your sweep hit? Just do crouching heavy kick.
Oh, you get raw OTG and combo off of it.
Yeah, so it just gives you more combo potential. Yeah, you get more combo potential in the sense that you have so many bounces to work with. So if you tag in a Ryu, for example, and you do donkey kick.
The stun on that is crazy.
Yeah, it's a
so
long
you're
time.
always getting knocked down too.
Yeah, you get much more time to do combos off of it. So the combo potential is opened up quite a bit.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
So I think with Ryu, you can just loop donkey kicks. I'm pretty sure. I've seen someone do it. I might have to do a button in between.
Come on, man. What kind of game you think we're playing here? You're not gonna be able to do that. That's not fair.
3 donkey kicks? That was pretty tight.
Yo, can you cancel? And never mind. Oh wow.
I wonder. So my question about Iron Man is, I wonder if I can do it. And then do another one of it, because right, it creates a bounce. So yeah, I don't know. Gives you extra combo potential that you might not normally have. And jeez, the damage on it's super high too. That was my normal.
Yo, that is taking off a lot of damage.
I should actually.
It's power. That's.
Yeah, I guess we should compare like so. Maybe do something very simple, right? Like that chain in the air,
So
and
you
then
get
activate power.
336.
Yeah.
436. So you get 100 plus damage on combos. It looks like it gives you that much more, and then it instantly goes back down. So it's definitely just you get a boost in strength, along with the fact that you get added like hit stun on all your hits to get those combos.
Yeah, I mean, power seems very simple to me in its applications, right?
And I feel like it's definitely gonna be one of those main songs that I'm using live.
Man, the way it oh my gosh,
Man,
the way it
those
bounces
hits.
is nuts. Yeah, the way it's so chunky. Oh,
Yo,
even the
even
throw,
the throw?
bounced them higher than it normally does too. The throw, when you don't have that on, it just kind of hits the ground.
And look at even the damage goes up like crazy. And we talked about like how you get a lot of scaling in this game because there's like so many hits. I'm not sure we actually talked about that. But this game, when it comes to scaling, it's not as crazy as you think it is, but the more hits in this game means you're gonna get a lot more scaling. But with this
Did you
power
see where he?
stone-
Okay,
Yeah.
so for reference, this is a normal throw, and normally when I spike people, it hits the ground like that. But when I'm in the power stone, holy moly, the throw, boom, right? Super high in the air.
actual throw.
Look at where when I spike him. Oh, I couldn't do it because he was on the wall, because it wall splatted. So that's the thing about this, right, is that it gives your attacks additional ground bouncing and wall splatting. So if I tag into Ryu, and I do a normal, even the tag?
God
Oh man.
damn.
Boom.
Yo, he got
and
a
ground
wall
bounce.
splat. He got a wall and then that's in the middle of the screen. Oh wow.
Yeah, so it seems like it gives you wall and ground bouncing on like every attack,
At
basically.
every angle too, because even in this game there are stipulations to where you're
Wow,
getting,
his
like,
overhead,
wall bounces.
his overhead ground or wall bounce. So it seems like everything.
Oh wow. Just do like jab, see what happens.
Yeah. Jab?
Well, it's definitely living up to its name when it says the Power Stone. So you get a juggle or like a knockdown and a wall bounce off of any move while you're in Infinity
I-
Storm.
Paint the fence and. Did you see that? I feel like I could have painted the fence. Oh wait. I was doing like a loop somehow, but yeah, it's.
And like a Guilty Gear dust loop right there, man. That's what they look like.
Oh yeah, that was wild. So because of the additional bouncing, it seems like you can just.
Obviously, you're not gonna get as much damage, but it's still something, you know. Oh my god.
That was like 60%.
Oh, God.
All I did is punch him into the wall.
Dude, that's like some KOF 12 stuff, dude.
Look at the damage.
That is so. Oh man.
And I didn't even use up the whole time. Imagine if I punched him the whole time. Wait a minute. I can just.
And that's so much hit stun on him. Like he's just constantly bouncing off the backboard though.
That's crazy.
That is so much damage. Jeez.
Yeah, so I think Power Stone is going to be a very. Oh.
Look at the damage, man. You're at half life doing just roundhouse. That's crazy. Oh, wow. That is so dumb.
I wonder how easy it is to do something like if I hit and I see that it's like, all right, it's gonna, like if I see, oh yeah, Power Stone hit, and then just do like that over and over off of it. If it's easy to confirm, so I just switch into Ryu.
I like this. This looks sick.
That's crazy.
It seems like nothing, but the fact that it's so simple gives you a lot. Like, I feel like that makes it a lot easier for a lot of people picking up the game to try to learn the stones and take their own feel for it. That's really cool. Iron Man with these power hits, though? All right, we got to move on. We got other stones, right?
No, I think that was the last one. I think we covered all of them. So all of them very different from each other, right? I think if I was going to recommend, yeah, reality is next. I think if I was going to recommend stones to people, the most simple to me seem like power and time.
Definitely. Very
simple applications. Right? Reality's, you know, it's just a projectile in the air, so that's pretty good also. But yeah, those seem like the most simple to execute compared to everything else that's available. But obviously you can tell that it is a big deal, right? These are pivotal to your game, and if we go back to what character select looks like, you know, that's going to be a big difference. Yeah. We talked about how even if you and I play the same team, it might look very different because of our stone choice, right? So if you're playing a team that has somebody who's a little slower, like Nemesis, maybe you might want, and you play whoever, right? Maybe you might want your
time. You want time because that way
time, so you can move around, right? Or
space,
so you can pull them towards you, right? So there might be stuff like that you want. If you play somebody like Dante, he has $1 million, a super where he shoots a long time. Maybe you want the Mind Stone so your other character can heal a whole bunch, right? So maybe something like, let's say I'm playing Dante Ryu. Oh, I picked the wrong stone. Yeah, you might want something like this where you can do $1 million tag and then steal a bunch of life for your character. So, you know, there's a lot of ideas that I'm sure people will come up with that utilize each of the stones for each character, each team that you play. So it's one of those things where like this decision is going to be important, and learning how to use a new one doesn't mean you have to learn your whole team again.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's set our friends here to 10% life.
And I definitely think it gives like a barrier for entry because you're gonna see people doing some crazy stuff. Like that's a given. But having the ability to switch and just look at this. That's a significant amount of life.
I can just take all this life.
Yo.
You can just get all that life back. I'm sure there's a way that's even better, but yeah, that's just an example I thought of just now, right? Is that this super takes a while. So why don't I just get a bunch of life and then combo off of it.
Oh, wow.
And then spike them, and then I'll do it again, take some more life, and then yeah.
And you can still tag and stuff? That's crazy.
Yeah, that was good. That was a lot of life. I'm sure that there is something like that where
or you can just hit him with like a wall bounce yourself, and then you can still get the wall bounce at the end.
And then I can probably launch, spike him back to the ground. If I have another meter, pull Dante out, shoot him again. I could probably get like all my life back. That was just one bar. That's crazy. This game there's so much,
Dude,
right?
This
there's
game
so
is gonna
much.
have some of the most creative content that you've ever seen. Like that's what I feel like pulls people into Marvel. So a game like Marvel so easily. It's just the fact that like you're gonna play it a way and then they're gonna play it a different way. And you're gonna get ideas. Dude, did you see the bullets come back down just to hit him? That was so sick.
I think 4 was greedy.
Wow. No.
Oh, okay. So I think I probably have to do it a little earlier. But I can certainly get another one. 3 seems like it's for sure. Dang. Cheating. Wait a minute. Oh man.
His don't last long.
He only gets one. He only gets one. Wait a minute. So.
Yo, super hurricane kick.
No, here's my idea. So what if I start with Ryu and I have him in the corner here, and I do Shinku, tag, and I get 1, and I pick up my combo, and I end it, and then I do my OTG, I switch, I get some life for Ryu, and then I like kick him, I launch him, I do another super, I steal more life. It's like, man.
This seems like an ongoing strategy, kind of like, you know, how like Morgan just kept recharging. It's like you can do it with all the characters now, except for you get life back. And look at how much damage you've already taken off. Oh my god. There's no way you're gonna be able to shoot back.
Oh, I wanted Ryu to come out to get more life.
Well, maybe you should do a little later. Do you think that'll work?
Maybe, that's a good question.
Alright, Marches.
Oh,
the
yeah, I
fact
forgot
that he
what-
has that move in the air now is so sick.
Yeah, he has brand new guns moves.
Yo, I'm about that. The Devil May Cry 3 style, the walk-up shooting.
Oh, it doesn't OTG anymore.
That was weird.
Yeah, Dante is a very different character than he was in the other game.
It's not a bad thing. Give you some new content to follow, you know?
Wow. Yeah, he is real weird for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely a completely different character. I've heard so many people say it too.
Yeah. He seems cool though. He's definitely one of the characters that I'm gonna mess with.
100%. I'm hella gonna play with that character. Spider-Man, Dante, X. Who else?
There's so many characters. There's
That's
like,
a lot
we'll
of
just take a look at the character select screen. But yeah, those are some of the basic ideas for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. It's a very freestyle game. You can see that as we were playing, we had ideas and we tested them and they worked.
Yeah.
Which is probably one of the coolest things that you'll find about this game. There's a pretty big cast of characters. You want to just talk about who you're interested in trying?
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is, so you said you used to play Virgil.
Who's gone, but Dante and Strider are still in the game. So I can still play a Dante Strider team. I probably want to try Dante Spider-Man. I think that's the team that I want to try.
That's definitely gonna be that was my team in Marvel 3.
Yeah.
It was Dante, Spider-Man, Deadpool.
I also think Dante Frank, because Frank West and Dante had a lot of synergy together in the last game. And I think that's going to be the case in this game too. So I'm going to try them out, and there's a lot of characters. I really want to try Rocket, and I really want to try Strange.
I actually want to play Ultron. I'm not even like, I don't even
Whoa.
like playing with bad guys, but I want to play all.
That seems like a really weird choice for you.
Exactly. He just looks cool though.
Yeah.
Like Ultron is one of the cool looking. Oh, also Jada. I'm definitely gonna play Jada as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
just sick because I'm a big Darkstalkers fan, and the fact that like he's actually back. We haven't seen that character since like Capcom Fighting Jam, and
Crazy.
that game was just not the coolest thing to do ever in life. But now, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Dude, go to Jada real quick. Just go to him, and it doesn't matter the team. But look at some of his special moves and look at his animations.
Whoa.
Oh, look at the color palettes.
All right, we'll get into Jada real quick.
All right.
We won't get too carried away. But yeah, he has some cool looking stuff. He looks like a really good character to me, like just in terms of how he's animated and stuff, but also in that his playstyle seems like it's gonna be legit. So he's got his pinwheels, that's light. There's heavy. It's gonna be really effective because you can tag it and
Right.
then get some kind of mix up or combo off of it, right? What else does he have? Oh, the scythe, yeah, this allows him to do combos to bounce. Whoa, that's his forward dash.
That's sick.
His forward dash is a fly? Well, I know he has an air dash.
Your hands? That look gross.
That looks like it's gonna be really hard to block. Ooh. That was forward. Wow, look how fast it is.
Yo, this character is even animated so sick. This is godlike.
Look at the wings flap as he moves around. All right, that's pretty good. Wow, that's standing heavy kick. Wow, this character is crazy looking. Not having a normal forward dash is so weird.
Yeah, that's really weird. But that's one of the things you get in Marvel vs. Capcom, man. You get all these characters. I mean, we talked about like how Marvel has like all like the cinematic characters and even some characters you don't know. But like what Capcom does, they take the opportunity to add characters. Yo, he is out there for a long time.
Yeah.
They take the opportunity to add characters from some of their most iconic franchises, and then they put them into this game. That's why I'm really happy to see Mega Man X back in the fold. I think that's one of the dopest things in the world.
Yeah, X was definitely surprised me. Whoa. Oh, this is his slash move.
Command throw, I think.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's how he ends his combos, right? With like this and that.
And I've seen like some crazy OTG stuff where he can go in at like level 3, and man, it's really sick.
Yeah, he seems like crazy. I mean, even that alone, it seems really good, right? Tagging into the combo. All of it's about tagging, right? All of it's about tagging.
Well, that's like, we talked about this. Like, it's a little bit of a change from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because you had 3 characters. But in Infinite, you only have 2, but you have a lot of possibilities
Look
when
at
it
that
comes to the
flight.
fact that you can tag cancel. Yo, my dude flies with his hands in his pocket. Yo, that is sick. All right, that's pretty dope.
That's pretty good. I wasn't ready for that. I didn't.
Yo, that's actually pretty sick. That is actually pretty dope.
His
But
animations
yeah,
are great.
we talked about like the fact that a lot of these characters from the Marvel side come from the cinematic universe. Some you might not know, some you will. On the Capcom side, they come from some of your favorite franchises, old and new, and you just kind of get a great mix of characters. That's not even including, this isn't the full cast. Like, there's DLC already announced, And that's not including how many people are going to play this game. You're going to have your Yipes, you're going to have your Justin Wong. Those are the guys you want to look at for a lot of good like strats on how to play this game if you want to beat the crap out of your friends.
I think there'll be a lot of good players to check out for sure. Justin is almost always really good at marble games, especially when they start, right? So I think he'll be a good example. Man.
I can't wait to like crack this game open and just like really figure out what I want to be able to do with all my characters.
That being an
the
air dash is so
fly,
crazy.
that's sick.
That's so crazy.
Got that great Kool-Aid coming out of his hands, like, yo, man.
What a crazy character. He looks pretty sick. But yeah, I mean, you're excited about a lot of characters. I'm excited about a lot of characters. I'm honestly just really looking forward to cracking this game open and playing. This is, our first time getting to mess with it, and I'm sure many people, this will be our first time playing Marvel also. But yeah, I think the next thing is for you and I to jump into it, to pick some teams that we want, and then to just start playing. And I'm sure that you guys will be excited want to check out when we shoot and play online against the Mongoloids on the internet who are just beating us up all day. Ooh. That's gonna be good.
Hopefully we have a new couch by then, because I feel
the
like
old
we
couch?
got a new game. We should have a new couch. I'm gonna talk to the man Groot himself, see what we can do about that. That couch is definitely cursed, man. I keep telling people, they think I'm playing. That couch is definitely cursed. It stole my wallet once. It was crazy. Anyway.
Only once?
Only once.
I thought it would happen more than once.
Well, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this beginner's tutorial to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I have been Tasty Steve.
And I'm Sajam.
See you next time on The Recipe. Peace.